The great software developer job purge isn't exactly what everybody thinks it is. Now, hey, look, I get it. There are layoffs happening, but everyone is screaming AI is taking your job, but they're missing some of the real culprits here. And while they're worried about ChatGPT replacing you, interest rates and tax changes have been quietly decimating positions for 2 years. But here's the twist that nobody saw coming. Traditional software developer roles aren't just totally going away. There's a lot of transformation happening into something totally different. I've seen this before as industries have shifted, but what is the biggest threat to your career isn't artificial intelligence, but artificial job titles. Are you ready to discover what your next paycheck is actually hiding? Let's jump in and dive into this topic today. So the software development job market is experiencing some of the most dramatic shifts I've seen in 25 years in the industry. While everyone's pointing fingers at AI, the real job killer has been interest rate hike, the Section 174 tax changes, and AI in a different way than what you're thinking here, right? Because they've made hiring developers financially brutal for companies. But here's what's really fascinating. The work isn't going away totally. It's just getting repackaged with some fancy new titles. Now, when the Federal Reserve cranked up interest rates from near zero to over 5%, venture capital funding for startups evaporated overnight. Companies were hiring developers like crazy in 2021 and 2022. They suddenly couldn't afford the massive teams when cheap money disappeared. Now, startup funding dropped by over 60% from peak levels, directly correlating with developer layoffs across the industry. Big tech companies that binged on hiring during the pandemic had to cut staff when growth projections failed to materialize. And a lot of the layoffs we're seeing from this are some of the tail ends of that. So I know I recently just had two friends who were affected by some big corporate layoffs. And so I understand this, and I think a lot of what we're seeing is expensive money that's been sitting at expensive for a long time. The end of zero interest rate policy, or ZIRP, made speculative tech investments too risky, forcing companies to focus on immediate profitability. So this created a perfect storm where companies needed to prove revenue fast, leading to massive workforce reductions. Now, also starting in 2022, companies could no longer deduct software development salaries as expenses in the same tax year. Instead of immediate tax deductions, business had to amortize developer costs over 5 years domestically and 15 years for international developers. A company spending $1 million on a developer salary suddenly owed $200,000 more in unexpected taxes than they never budgeted for. So small bootstrap software companies faced extinction level events, with some taking out loans just to pay their tax bills. Many companies fired international developers because the 15-year amortization made overseas hiring financially insane. So this tax change hit the US harder than any other country, making American companies less competitive in the global market. Now, I've also seen this next thing I'm going to talk about in different other roles, but the traditional software developer position have dropped while AI engineer roles have exploded by over 350% since 2022. So let's think about this, because this is going to be really where I want to focus a lot of this video. So traditional software developer has dropped. We are seeing layoffs. We are seeing drops in those roles. But AI engineer roles have exploded by over 350%. Companies are rebranding existing development positions with AI buzzwords to attract talent and investors, right? It's not just trying to attract the talent. They want to show investors that they're trying to hire these roles. So these aren't necessarily new jobs. They're often the same coding work with machine learning libraries thrown in. Job descriptions that once said Python developer now say AI ML engineer, even when the core responsibilities are very similar. So companies discovered that AI titled positions get more applicant interest and can justify higher salaries to manage. The skill gap between traditional software development and AI engineering is smaller than most people want to realize. So remember when system administrator jobs disappeared and became DevOps engineers, and cloud engineer positions suddenly cropped up in 5x over a 2-year period, and software developer roles disappeared then too. The same pattern is happening now. Existing developer skills are being repackaged under AI and machine learning titles. And sure enough, I've been hiring just developers, but every project we're working on right now has AI in the project. So I could just as easily have been saying I needed to be hiring full stack AI engineers. So a company that needed web developers suddenly started posting for full stack AI engineers for the exact same work. The core programming languages, frameworks, and problem solving skills remain unchanged, just with some new terminology. This rebranding allows companies to reset salary expectations and attract candidates who might skip traditional developer roles. Smart developers have learned to adapt their resumes and their skills to match these evolving job titles. So modern businesses want developers who understand both traditional coding and AI implementations, not specialists in either. The most in demand professionals can bridge the gap between existing systems and new AI capabilities. Companies are tired of hiring separate teams for development and AI integration. They want people who can do both. Job postings increasingly ask for Python, SQL, and machine learning experiences as basic combination. Developers who can implement AI solutions within existing business workflows are commanding premium salaries. The ability to explain technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders has become as valuable as pure coding ability. Now, if your company needs help connecting your systems, reach out, because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems so that your company can work to maximum efficiency. So check out startuphack.com/Spencer. Now, companies have pulled back on fully remote developer positions unless you work for Startup Hack, because we will never be in office. But some people are preferring hybrid or in-office arrangements. This shift has created geographic concentration of opportunities in major tech hubs like Austin, Seattle, and San Francisco. International remote hiring has plummeted due to Section 174 tax implications and management complexities. Entry level positions are especially being affected right now, as companies want junior developers either in person for mentoring and training. Experienced developers who can work effectively remotely still have advantages, but the pool of remote first companies have shrunk. Now, it is still higher than pre pandemic. Don't get me wrong on that, because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's like gotten worse. It's actually come back closer. Pre-pandemic, it was roughly in the mid 30s. Now we're seeing it in the mid 40s, right? And then we're seeing hybrid, as a higher role. Like the number of people that were hybrid, and those only in office are a fraction of what it was pre-pandemic. So this geographic concentration has definitely intensified competition in certain markets. We're creating opportunities in others. Now, between 2018 and 2024, developer pay increased only 24%. And I say only 24%, right? But companies are being strategic about compensation, focusing on total package value rather than base salary increase. Now, remember that in the middle of that was a huge spike where salaries went bonkers. But if you level out that curve between the two, you see that they've grown about 25%. The days of bidding wars for developer talent has cooled as companies become more disciplined about budgets. Equity packages have become less attractive as fewer startups achieve successful exits in the current market. Developers who can demonstrate clear business impact are still commanding top dollar, but pure technical skill isn't enough. Geographic pay differences have become more pronounced as remote work opportunities have decreased since the pandemic. Now, the demand for generic full stack developers have dropped from 25% to 19% of all hires in recent years. Now, again, that's a 6% shift. We're not talking about like a 30% shift, but a 6% shift. Companies are prioritizing deep expertise in specific domains over broad but shallow knowledge. Backend specialists, data engineers, and security focused developers are seeing stronger job markets. The jack of all trade developer is less valuable when companies need a very specific, complex problem quickly. Niche skills like DevOps automation, API design, or database optimization command higher salaries than general development. Developers who can become the go-to expert in a particular technology stack have better job security. Now, companies are shifting from permanent hires to contract and project-based development work. And that's why here at Startup Hack, we've started to see a lot of growth over the last couple of years. This allows businesses to access specialized skills without long-term commitments during uncertain economic times. Let me give you a different way of saying that. So like for me, I'm getting a lot of my clients who want me to bring in our expertise because they know that they can either grow or shrink the team as they need to without the complications of laying off people. So freelance developers with strong portfolios can definitely help you to be able to be specialized as well. Contract positions offer flexibility for both the companies and the developers. So the gig economy for developers is maturing with better platforms. And also, we've had no shortage in contracts. But if you need help, reach out to us, because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is helping your company to build amazing software. Check out startuphack.com/Spencer. So smart developers are building multiple income streams rather than relying on just a single employment. Now, developers using AI coding tools rather than developers using AI coding tools report productivity gains of up to 35%, making them more efficient rather than obsolete. So I want you to think about this. Have you ever heard of a developer who doesn't have something to do? I've never seen a bored developer. And the case with that means that now they can be 35% more efficient, means that we're just going to start getting better and more efficient software. Companies want developers who can leverage these tools effectively, not developers who ignore them. So what does that mean for you? It means you should probably be diving in and making sure that you are learning how to work efficiently with AI. The ability to prompt engineer and work with AI assistants has become a required skill for many positions. AI tools handle routine coding tasks and allow developers to focus on architecture, problem solving, and business logic. So rather than replacing developers, AI is raising the bar for what companies expect from their development team. Now, developers who resist learning AI tools are becoming less competitive compared to those who embrace the tools. Now, new graduates and bootcamp graduates are facing one of the toughest job markets since 2001, with many companies trying to avoid junior hires. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers. So if you're in Utah or Idaho, reach out because we have a registered apprentice program where we would love to get you trained and get you onto the staff. Now, entry-level positions that exist are primarily in-office roles where mentoring and training can't happen effectively. Many companies prefer to hire developers with 2 to 6 years of experience rather than training complete beginners. Bootcamp graduates need to demonstrate real-world project experience and business understanding, not just technical skills. The path to becoming a professional developer now requires more self-directed learning and portfolio building. Networking and personal connections have become more critical for breaking into industry at entry level. So traditional tech hubs like San Francisco are seeing job growth slow, while secondary markets like Austin and Denver expand. International companies are creating more US-based developer positions to avoid Section 174. Government and healthcare sectors are driving unexpected growth to developer hiring for compliance and modernization projects. So small and mid-sized cities with lower costs of living are attracting both companies and developers seeking better work-life balance. The biggest opportunity here is if you are a software developer, make sure you are not just sticking to just traditional skills. You want to take these traditional skills, couple them with deep architectural understanding, and now power them with AI, and you can have a great combination that can land you some of the great jobs. Now, I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd love to have a great conversation, so make sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to like and subscribe. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers as well as build custom software solutions for companies. So reach out because we'd love to help. Check out startuphack.com/Spencer, and here's some information about our services.
Hi, I'm Spencer, a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and 25 years in software development, I've transformed technology teams and products for businesses just like yours. As your fractional CTO, you get the strategic guidance of a seasoned technology executive without the full-time commitment. Perfect for companies ready to leverage cutting-edge technology without expanding headcount. My team at Startup Hack has already built advanced AI agents for small and medium businesses, automating complex workflows and delivering advanced ROI to human workflows. We specialize in creating custom software that connects your systems into a single coherent technology ecosystem. Our development approach focuses on tangible business outcomes. For one client, we developed AI-powered workflows that cut days off of human processes. For another company, by connecting multiple systems, we reduced processing time to increase their ROI by over 75%. We don't just write code, we architect solutions that scale. Whether you need cloud system architecture, data integration between legacy systems, or custom AI agents that automate your unique business processes, my team delivers results that exceed your expectations. Having led technology for a lot of companies and launched 7 successful brands of my own, I bring battle-tested expertise to your business challenges. Our specialty is turning technological complexity into business advantage. So if you're ready to harness the power of AI and custom software to drive your business forward, let's connect. Together, we'll build technology that doesn't just solve today's problems, it positions you for tomorrow's opportunities. Technology leadership, decades of experience, AI powered. Reach out today and we can help you. Check out startuphack.com/Spencer.